Okay, so we're on the right down on the plains now, on the last section really, before we get to Kanyakumari, the southern tip of India. So it's just over 300 kilometers to go, and we've also just crossed our route that we took in 1990. In 1990 we came over those hills over there, the Palani Hills, and yeah, so it's really interesting to see how this area has changed in that 34 years since we were last literally in these same fields.
And it really has changed massively. Things are so much more mechanised, and we've got really big fields around here, and largely sugarcane in this area. Sugarcane, coconut palms, banana palms.
And you know, even like this little road, I mean, we're sort of in the middle of nowhere. They're still very small farms, but you know, quite smart houses. There weren't houses like this 34 years ago. And this road is just like recently tarmacked. It's got a really heavy duty looking power cables next to it, so they obviously brought in, everyone's got electricity. There's water everywhere. I think there's a lot of boreholes, because we see companies doing the boreholes.
I think a lot of people have water even in their houses. Not everybody does, but those who don't, I don't think they have to walk very far to get water. So it's quite different from our experience in Africa.
Yes. The other thing we see a lot of is in 1990 most of the water was pulled out of these huge great wells, but they were really, really big. They must be kind of sort of 5 meters by 5 meter holes, wasn't they?
Yeah, sort of a huge diameter well, really big.
Really big, and they were designed round ox used to pull this big scoop of water up, and then it would pour into a chute and then go out across fields. But they're just all derelict now, and you hardly see any. Oh, here's one. Actually, there's one there. Yeah, that's one. Yeah. Some of them have an electric pump next to them, but most of them, I think, they just use, you know, they get boreholes dug, because there's all pipes coming out of the ground around here, aren't there?
Yeah.
It's such a productive area, isn't it? There's nowhere that isn't being farmed.
The Indians are really careful, meticulous farmers. They do everything perfectly. You know, everywhere that can be cultivated is, and they do it really well. You know, you won't see a hair out of place.
And all these farms are really small. Another guy that we met, he was back seeing his parents, and he said he was like the first generation graduate in his family, and his parents were still farmers, and all these farms, they're all tiny, and this is how all the food in India is grown. On like the average agricultural holding is 2.5 acres.
Because that guy's family's farm is 5 acres, so it's quite big.
Yeah.
By comparison.
But there's this real. Hello. Hi. 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 Oh wow! There's an
ambassador car.
Ambassador car.
First one we've seen.
Yeah.
Been here for 5 weeks, and it's taken us that long to see an ambassador car.
So there's one of those old pits for the water. But there's a real reluctance to like sell land, and it's all about handing the land on to your children. And it's not like in, like, you know, in Europe and stuff. Like, you know, farms get bigger and bigger, and you end up with these really big companies involved in food production.